Dwayne Haskins has been released by the Washington football team. This comes as news today. I think everybody kind of expected it. He chose to mix his priorities up, and a lot of things were out of order. Washington football team is fighting for their lives basically in their conference in the NFL, and he decides to take a trip to the strip club, no mask. This has been a problem basically since COVID has kind of started with sports. I think, NBA did the bubble, and the Williams left at one point to go to, I don't think it was a family member, I think it was like a friend's funeral service. And then they catch him at the strip club with no mask with Jack Harlow. Then you come now, and it may have been some more incidents, but these like more of the major ones. You got James Harden, who's creating all this just um, hailstorm for the Rockets, and then he decides, I'm gonna go to the strip club, I'm gonna party, and then I'm gonna go to my friend's party after that. It's a bad look when things aren't all the way right at home. Like when the NBA is trying to secure this bubble, so the games go on, and you go to the club and do the whole strip club thing, and then when you're out here demanding trades and you know throwing stuff, berating teammates and throwing stuff at teammates and causing this hellfire, and then you're out of the club and you're doing like it's all of this is a bad look, and it shows extremely bad leadership because it ended up with the Clippers. It showed it showed up later when they got blown out. When they didn't get blown out, but they lost those games to the Nuggets consecutively. Even in the Dallas series, they looked bad. They just lucky Porzingis was hurt. They looked bad throughout the entire bubble. And it starts with stuff like that. If you don't think that stuff contributes to it, you are dead wrong. Team chemistry and leadership contributes heavily to winning championships. That's just how it goes. It's always been that way, and it's never going to change. James Harden has yet to win a championship, and they've given him three different All Stars at different times of his career. He gets into it with every one of them, and they blame the other guy every single time. But it's his leadership. It's coming, being on time to meetings. Like everybody gets preferential treatment. That's always been a thing. Even when I was in high school, when my coach would sign me in late for school and stuff, versus there were other kids that would try to pull that. He'd be like, "Hell no, you gonna have to sign that paper and just be late today." Like for me, he was signing me in all the time. But the thing was, I was a leader on the team. I had straight A's, and that's pretty much why he was giving me the preferential treatment. You got guys who aren't deserving of that. They don't earn that. And then you got guys like James Harden who earn it and they abuse it. And it's a weird line that you kind of cross because yeah, he can leave in the middle of game stretches if they're in a nice city or they're close to a good city. He goes to a strip club, come back and drop 40. That's cool. That's what you're doing on your own time, not affecting anybody. But showing up late in the meetings and stuff like that, that's you can't tolerate that as a coach in an organization. And then now we get into Dwayne Haskins. Part of the reason why he don't have that job because he complained about Daniel Jones being drafted over him. Look what Daniel Jones is doing versus what Dwayne Haskins is doing. They're in a fight for their lives. Daniel Jones is over there trying to win the division. And I think they're about to win the division as of December 28th, 2020. They should win the division, possibly. But he's taking his team out of it. And then if he comes back and throws for 400 yards or 300 yards, three touchdowns, nobody says anything about this. This is swept under the rug. Nobody says anything. He comes out with a horrific performance to follow up bad actions. You're going to get waived, and it makes perfect sense. It's just he's young, and a lot of us are young. We make a lot of mistakes. Hopefully, he gets another opportunity in the league. But people now are going to compare him to Jamarcus Russell, which I don't think is a fair comparison. Because Jamarcus Russell came in and he was the guy off the rip. They kind of had him playing as that guy. He had multiple games to figure it out. Dwayne Haskins kind of had a turbulent career um, up until now. So hopefully he gets it together. I pray for a lot of the young guys to, one mistake don't cost your whole career. This isn't a knock on Ohio State, guys. This is just something he's going to have to fix. He's going to have to change his mindset if he wants to succeed in the league.